back, friends, to another Muffed Movies, the improvised show that recreates films. We play all the parts, it's our solemn ash duty to entertain you with our voices and skills. Entertain you with our voices and skills. In part 1 of Mad Max Fury Road, the hero Furiosa was in a death race. She stole the brides of Immortan Joe, a bad guy with a bad guy face. The war boy Nux, who is mean but cute, climbs in the rig to reclaim the brides, and Joe's convoy is delayed en route, stopped in the tracks by a rocky rock slide. When Furiosa reached safe haven, will Nux find Valhalla at last? The brides in the rig are in need of saving, and also in this movie there's a guy named Max. And also in this movie there's a guy named Max. This is part 2 of Fury Road. Hold on to your dingus and clingus and butt. Today's special guest is Dave Stecco. Support us on Patreon and scream smash cut!
Suddenly, in a cruel switch of expectations, Toast, played by Zoe Kravitz, chucks Nux out of the rear window. He falls down into the dirt and his ass hits a spiky cactus. Yoink! Go! But Nux sees Immortan Joe pull up in the Gigahorse. Oi, need a ride, little guy?
I sure do, boss. I got a sniffing rag off of him, and I can follow their scent anywhere now.
Yeah, using his wolf-like nose, Nux clambers aboard the Gigahorse, and Immortan Joe gives chase, Nux directing them around every turn and twist of this completely open, straight-line desert.
Their only clue, gigantic 4-inch deep tracks.
The Gigahorse pulls alongside the war rig. Immortan Joe hands Nux a sweet gun, which Nux views as a holy relic. And he says, kill Furiosa and bring back my brides, and I'll take you to Valhalla myself. Oh my god, Nux is just like...
It does not get... It doesn't get any better. This is the best thing that can happen to a war boy.
He's not just drunk the Kool-Aid. He's had the Kool-Aid man smash through the wall of his heart.
He was sitting in the middle of the desert with a truckload of Kool-Aid, just taking a shower, forming a pool underneath him. And the whole time people are talking to him. And that spigot of Kool-Aid just keeps on going. And people keep wondering, how much Kool-Aid is in that truck? Don't they need that Kool-Aid? Isn't it hard to get Kool-Aid where they are? But nobody seems to care, and Nux is having too much fun.
Yeah, it's Nux's night out. Rictus Erectus, the big Bane-like son of Immortan Joe, grabs Nux and just chucks him over to the top of the war rig. Now it's time for a little Assassin's Creed. Nux grabs that gun in his unchained hand, and he starts to make his way forward.
Instantly hitting X when he was meant to hit Y.
Oh no! The QuickTime event was failed, and... the chain that Nux was dragging behind him catches in one of the war rig's many decorative cactus ornaments. Gah! Nux stumbles and falls over to the side, grabbing himself at the last moment. Oh no.
Saving himself, but losing his holy handgun.
Oh, the pearl-handled Luger, gifted to him by Immortan Joe himself, tumbles into the dirt, and it is swallowed up by a sand vermin.
Nope.
Nice. Nice handle.
It's Lewis's day.
Lewis the sand vermin. Mediocre, says man god Immortan Joe, and Nux's testicles just shrivel and are reabsorbed into his pelvic girdle.
Hears it with perfect clarity over the sound of no less than 12 V8 engines all screaming at maximum velocity.
Yeah. Nux's journey is a real emotional roller coaster. Immortan Joe pulls up beside the rig, taking matters into his own hands. He pulls out his pistola and points it at Furiosa.
His real
but then,
gun, not the bullshit one he gives to idiots.
Yeah, that's his loner. Then suddenly, Angharad, the splendid bride, climbs out of the car and swings herself in front of the driver's side window, blocking Immortan Joe's shot to Furiosa's chromium domium.
Just a giant living orange triangular sign that says baby on board.
He can't do it. He can't pull that trigger. And that is when we realize it's not just about Angharad the Splendid, though splendid she may be. It's about that little baby boy, that baby warlord growing in her belly that Joe is super fixated on. He needs that child to survive. Get out of the way, Splendid. I need to shoot a person.
No!
Damn it! Splendid, look out! Just then, disadvantageously positioned rock outcropping is noticed by all. And even though they're driving around in the middle of the open wasteland...
One of the most overlooked threats of the post-apocalypse is outcroppings, and no one pays enough attention to them.
Yeah. So, oh my god, hanging off the side of the rig, Splendid is going to get hit by that rock. Oh no! She drops down and catches herself just in time.
That was
pretty
close.
cool trick, huh? Suddenly, the door from which she is hanging gives up. Witness me, screams the door. And falls off of its hinges. Angharad the Splendid tumbles onto the ground and is chewed up by Immortan Joe's monster truck tires. Oh no, Giga Horse.
There's a lot of confusion in the cab. Is she dead? Is she alive? Did she ride the door like a surfboard to safety? And Max says, no, I'm afraid not. She went under the tires. Yeah, but Max, tell me, is she alive? What did I just say? It's a monster truck.
I said she went under the tires, all right? It doesn't matter if she's dead. Nobody who touches tires is allowed back in this car. There are rules. He points to the sign.
Yeah, don't make me tap the sign again.
He points the sign. It says no tire touchers in the cab. Well, the rules are rules, says Toast the knowing. Smash cut to the dusty dirt road. The Giga Horse has pulled over to the side of the road, put on his four-way flashers, and Immortan Joe is holding the right angular broken form of his favorite bride in his arms. Someone shooting a minigun just for fun into the air because they're angry. But Immortan Joe needs to take 5 to mourn the passing of Angharad the Splendid.
And he's making sure to hold her as though she was a deer that got hit by the truck. It's a very awkward pining her body back across him.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it doesn't make a ton of sense.
Not comfortable for that actress.
No, and also weird because she's only mostly dead.
Only mostly dead? Oh, I'm still alive, Immortan Joe. I'm just terribly broken. She's dead, says Immortan Joe, regardless of her protestations. No, not really. I think I could get better. Flashing back to the cab of the war rig, we see a completely spiritually shattered Nux just fetal positioning himself, sucking on his chrome spray paint bottle like it's mother's milk. Nux, feeling bad, curled up, just like he tried to kill himself gloriously 3 times and failed. And who notices him? Well, a much overlooked character to this point.
Yeah.
It's Capable, the redheaded wife.
Yeah. The screaming bright, no way that's real, but where are they getting hair dye? The red-haired lady.
Real Horizon Zero Dawn protagonist looking Aloy hair.
Just
and
straight out of an Evanescence concert.
Yeah. She's a pretty cool person because even though this is like basically Hitler Youth in front of her, she's like empathetic and she's like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't get to die gloriously and get your 40 virgins in heaven.
Hey, buddy, you having a rough one? I know.
Yeah.
I know. Did you try to kill yourself?
Yeah.
Did it work out?
No, mediocre.
Oh,
screwed it up.
You're not.
Hey, you can kill yourself tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not mediocre.
Really?
You're gonna ride shiny and chrome someday. I can tell.
Oh. Don't trust her, says one of his 2 tumors that he drew faces on, which is a real thing in the movie.
Yeah, that also are located pretty laterally on the clavicle, but he says, yeah, they're chewing on my windpipe.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they've got a lot going on under the surface, it doesn't seem anatomically. Sometimes I wonder if they're getting enough medical care, these war boys.
I'm concerned about them. Oh, I noticed the lieutenant on Furiosa's convoy at first, the guy who continues to be like, why are we going this way?
Goggles O'Malley?
Is this a plan? What's going on? He also has big tumors on the side of his neck. It's like that's the war boy disease.
Yeah, goiters. They just need some iodine.
Yeah, maybe they're not tumors. Maybe they're goiters.
Well, Knox has got tumors. I don't know about the rest of them. I'd have to check. I'll rewatch it. Goiter watch. For my new podcast, Goiters on Film.
Nice. So yeah. Oh, what's this? A love connection between Nux and one of the wives? Probably not. Spoilers, not. Smash cut. Nighttime. We are in a twilight world, a purplish world where water is on the ground and has turned this desert wasteland into a muddy, mucky, ooky, spooky bog.
Yeah, he hydroplanes for a while, and then he's like, you know what's worse than going out of control? Not being able to go anywhere. And that's...
Why are you saying this, Mad Max? Oh, we're not going anywhere. Furiosa sees that the war rig is halfway submerged into a quagmire of mud.
And it just keeps glipping and glorping deeper and deeper until they understand that the war rig's going to sink unless it can think happy thoughts. Please, war rig. Please.
The war rig's too depressed.
Oh no, we're in the swamp of sorrows.
Yeah.
It's time to absolutely brain fuck a generation of kids.
Only people who have seen the Never-Ending Story will get that. Or listen to Muffed Movies, The Never-Ending Story.
Yeah.
All right, well, I suppose as long as we're stuck in the mud, I might as well make myself useful. Mad Max walks half a mile backward and plants mortar mines in the ground. Death seeds, anti-seeds. You plant them and you watch someone die. And then walks back to the rig. All right, so 2 cars will get blown up if they try to approach us of the 40. So that's good, I guess. Smash cut to the interior of the Giga Horse. Immortan Joe has made a sort of ad hoc camp in the muddy twilight wasteland, and he's looking with concern over the dying body of Angharad the Splendid. Miss Giddy holds the hand of this dying war bride, and the biomechanic turns to him. Well, boss, it looks like she's breathing her last breath. Yeah.
None of the information I'm actually conveying to you, my murderous employer, is going to be good news, but you'll never know it from my tone of voice. I'm just making a bunch of quips. Bop, bop, honk, honk.
Yeah, that is so strange. Like, you'd think Immortan Joe is like a tyrant who kills people on a whim, and his doctor is like, oh, this most prized thing that you care about so much? Yeah, it's fucking done. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Like, no deference whatsoever.
I hope you weren't planning on taking her to the Christmas dance, because bad news. Honk, honk.
Immortan Joe points at the stretched out pregnant belly. Give me the child that's in there. And the biomechanic cuts out a little baby off camera, mercifully.
Yeah, first by sharpening his knife the way they did in, like, 50s cartoons before Thanksgiving. Ching, 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 ching. Knife against fork.
Yeah. He cuts out the child, who is also dead. Sorry, boss. This child was a perfectly healthy male, which I know you care about. And if it had another month cooking in this oven, would have been a totally fine, a perfect baby boy. But, oh well, say, que sera, sera.
Hey, Rictus, gigantic murderer with even less emotional control than your father. He would have been your baby brother. Wop wop.
Weirdly, Rictus Erectus screams out to the rest of the war party, I would have had a baby brother who is perfect in every way.
More rounds fired off into the night.
Like, the dialogue in this movie is so inexplicable, uncanny.
It is, but like, also these are people riddled with radiation who live on a rocky mountain, so I guess maybe, sure.
Yeah, okay, they get a pass. Like, their minds have been boiled.
Yeah. Oh, the old brain boil. You know how it is.
Well, sure do. This economy. So then we smash cut back to the war rig. In the distance, they see a shining spotlight, which, as we all know, can only belong to the bullet farmer, a filthy old man who wears bullets all over his body like armor, like a samurai kabuto helmet.
Not the same actor, but looks exactly like Zephram Cochrane. Like a really angry, weird Zephram Cochrane.
I'm glad that you think of that actor as Zephram Cochrane, because I also do, even though I think he's the farmer in Babe.
Yeah.
But yeah, that guy.
I saw him.
It's
he
that
lives
guy
in Chicago. I saw him at a theater once.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He was like old when we were in college.
Yeah.
He must be quite old if you saw him in Chicago.
Yeah, he was. He was. It was that movie theater on Roosevelt, kind of by the Target.
Oh, that's not a theater. That's a movie theater,
Yeah.
You fucking liar. I saw him at the Steppenwolf, taking in a play.
No, I'm not that fancy.
Nah. I am. Anyway, Bullet Farmer. He's like pulling out his bullet teeth and loading them into his like oversized barrel Jack Nicholson Joker guns and just shooting them willy-nilly. Oh, hey, boss, you probably shouldn't be firing willy-nilly. You know, we're gonna get in trouble if you shoot the brides.
My explanation is that I'm probing. That means you can't possibly shoot a pregnant lady. Probing.
Okay, I guess that adds up. My brain has been boiled by radiation.
Meanwhile, back on the war rig, the sounds of gunfire erupt, and the sounds of gender equality start to erupt. Max grabs their SKS hyperscoped, beat-up conundrum rifle, and they've got 4 shots, and he is hell-bent on wasting them.
That's right. Max fires off 3 shots impotently into the distance. Oh, this is harder than I thought. And then Furiosa snatches that sniper rifle straight out of his hands. I'm a better shot than you are.
This can't go left unsaid. You have to know this.
Yeah.
Now don't move, because I'm going to use you to put the gun up against your face. Slightly, she's kind of big dogging him a little bit of a punitive action.
She pushes Max's face into the sand, ass up. She places the barrel of the sniper rifle in the cleft of his ass cheeks and lines up her shot. I'm going to take my shot, Max, and you're going to thank me for it. Sir, yes, sir. She fires that sniper rifle shot, and it rings true, hitting the bullet farmer square in the nuts. Nose right between the eyes. Strangely enough, though, not killing him.
It hits it hits him in the nuts, which were also protected by bullets, which then went off, firing up through the spotlight, shooting white hot glass into his eyes, which apparently were numb, because he seems unaware that his eyes are gone.
Yeah. What's going on? What's going on? Who turned out the lights? Hold up a flare in front of me. And meanwhile, all of his goons are wearing like raver LED necklaces and holding road flares up. Sir, they're right in front of your eyes. I've been blinded! Struth! He screams to the Australian sky.
And he turns around to has to be a very elaborate rack of matching guns, because he likes to have a gun in each hand. He grabs
feels good.
2 new guns in each hand and orders his badass the bullet mobile onward.
The bullet boys.
And just spraying automatic gunfire, higgledy-piggledy, thither and yon, leaving everyone at the war rig to scramble for whatever they're grabbing engine panels. I don't know what an engine panel is, but they got one.
They got one.
And it is bulletproof.
Yep. And Max is hiding behind a desiccated dead tree, which Nux has used as torque. He is used as a counterweight to pull the war rig free of its mucky confines using a winch, technology long forgotten by most who are not a black thumb or whatever they call mechanics in the Mad Max-niverse.
They taught the war rig to think of happy thoughts and not be so sad all the time, and so it...
I forgot about the snuggle bears come out and they pet the war rig and they gently coo like Gizmo the Mogwai and sing their song. The war rig is pepped up and that's right. And gingerly steps out of the mud like some sort of Toontown kind of character.
And a visibly irritated Lewis the Sand Rat goes, "Oh, it was gonna be a big score for me."
Gonna have to make Mrs. Vermin an angry lady tonight. Max waves to Furiosa and the brides to drive on ahead. He's gonna take care of business Mad Max style, and he lopes off into the fog.
By which you mean off camera.
Yeah, I think this is weird. Like, when we leave the bullet farmer and his goons, they are a clear and present danger. They're driving a vehicle that has treads that can go over mud. And then Max is like, "Go on, I'll handle this." Next time we see Max, he's like, "Crisis averted. Everything's fine. I handled it."
What? Yeah. Oh, guys, I just don't think that this movie needs to see Mad Max blow up a vehicle full of people with guns. I think if we just leave it to the viewer's imagination, that's going to be a more mature approach to this.
Absolutely. I choose to believe that Mad Max is also Tom Hardy's Venom, and when he's away from the other heroes, that's when he lets the symbiote loose and he eats their brains or whatever.
I think that it's Tom Hardy from any of his different versions of mid-century British gangsters.
Yeah. I choose Bronson.
I thought we were going to have a proper fucking shootout.
Yeah. What was that one?
I forget, but it's the Twin Brothers. I just watched it a few months ago, but I don't remember the name of it. It was a depressing movie.
Anyway, Tom gets the jump on them and returns back to the war rig, which is just chilling out, cooling off, I guess,
and he's
for no reason.
He's bagged a whole tarp load of gun booty.
Oh, that's right. If you thought the guns that Max pulled out of Furios's car and put into a old lady's handbag was a lot of guns, well, he's come back with even more guns from the Bullet Farmer.
Yeah.
And he's covered in blood. Ew. Max pulls out one of the War Rig's tits and starts squeezing milk out of it. Now, what I'm saying is disgusting. But if you've watched this movie, he like uncorks a pipe in the War Rig, and milk starts coming out, and he's splashing it on his face, cleaning blood off of his face and head. And he's like, "What is this?" And they go, "Mother's milk," which we didn't mention earlier because of decorum. But
we thought it would be uncouth.
Immortan Joe has like a small team of big old ladies who are just getting their tatas milked all day long.
Yeah.
And that's the mother's milk. Maybe it's like a food supplement to this world.
It's just breast milk from hell to breakfast for these guys. Rictus, super into it. I think it's like the most nutritionally dense thing they have access to. I don't feel like I see any meat that's not a crunched up lizard or a human. I mean, there's the people eater. You could ask him, I suppose, if meat's on the menu.
Yeah, but you saw what happened to his feet.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
He got elephantitis of the foot.
And, you know, the funny thing is that it says, I was curious about the people eater, so I looked him up in the Mad Max Fury Road wiki. Says that he has that little silver nose cover because of leprosy. But the rotting nose is, I think, more associated with what's the one?
Syphilis.
Syphilis, yeah, the spirochetes. So I don't know. Sometimes I feel like maybe the people writing the Mad Max wiki aren't necessarily medically literate.
You know, I'm not going to weigh in on this.
And the foot is more associated with like filariasis, maybe gout. I don't know, but that foot is enormous.
Yeah,
so.
Encephalitis of the foot.
Exactly right. Yes,
it's full of delicious water.
You can really drink from that foot for a long time.
Yeah, that's his secret. That's what's kept him alive for so long. Let's get out of the body horror of the tertiary characters.
So now we're reloaded. Everyone's getting along, and it's time to just enjoy the good times and just power slide into the green place.
Oh, we forgot to mention, Furios is driving the brides to the green place of many mothers, which is kind of a Shangri-La of the wasteland where there are trees and water and
a Tirazline of sorts.
What's Tirazline?
From Willow. Everything will be fine once we get to Tirazline. Turns out, there's trolls.
Oh,
yeah.
I've never seen Willow.
What?
Yeah.
That
you'd think I would have.
Yeah.
I've never seen Willow. I've never seen, what is it, Devil or whatever that Tom Cruise movie with Tim Curry as the devil.
Oh, Legend.
I've never seen Legend.
The makeup and effects are amazing. You'll have to watch it and then we'll muff it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it though.
That was the greatest audible. I don't think we're gonna do that. Yeah.
I think at one point earlier in this episode, we mentioned a movie. Oh, Starship Troopers. I was like, oh my god, that'd be great to muff. Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this is the inverse of that.
You're 100% right.
Smash cut. The next morning, the good guy convoy pulls up to a radio tower.
It's just power. It's got shiny. It's got some dream catchers on it. There's a wind chime. And
anything else on that tower of note that we should know about?
Boy, nothing really comes to mind. Oh, are you talking about the 100% naked woman crying for help?
Oh, yeah.
And Max stops the truck long enough to create a meme that is still in use today.
Whoa, really?
Oh, yeah. That's bait.
Oh, didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go on more of those meme sites.
Do you?
Where can I find a meme nowadays? Yeah, there's a lady screaming for help. She's nude. She's not like obviously covered in boobos. So
Yeah, Max realizes that's a trap, and Furiosa's like, haha, it's a trap that seems familiar. I feel like I might have killed a traveler doing this when I was younger.
Furiosa hops out of that cab and sets her gut rifle down. Says, "It is I, Furiosa, daughter of Mosamba Jojamba, and a member of the group of the many mothers.
I'm from the Squatting Dog Tribe. We are from the Clear Water Clap Slappers."
Suddenly, the dunes erupt with the sound of motorcycles, and 7 aged ladies drive out on their sweet, elongated motorcycles.
The naked woman swan dives into the tiniest cup of water and emerges completely unscathed, running.
Everyone claps.
Everyone is briefly impressed. And she...
old Ben Kenobi staggers out after doing his Crate Dragon impression and claps for her.
3 Tusken Raiders on the ridge, and then go back about their business.
Yeah, the old ladies pull up in front of our heroes and say, "We are the Volvolini, the tribe of lady warriors. What are you doing here, stranger?"
What are you doing here in Mons Pubis?
Oh, Mons Pubis, a hive of scum and infamy. We must be careful.
You will never find.
Star Wars guys will get it. Mons Pubis. The nude lady, now tastefully dressed as a college art teacher, dons her gossamer robe. "I think this is Furiosa, the girl who was kidnapped by Jawas long ago. I am Furiosa, and I've come...
my restraining bolt.
My inhibitor chip. I've come... now take me to the green place. That's where I'm trying to deliver these dainty and soft ladies."
These broads are going to lose their shit when they see how green it is. Am I right?
"She's right," says a talking piece of broccoli. The broccolini. "Oh, my dear little girl," says one of the elderly Australian women, "you've passed the green place 20 clicks ago. It's where all the crows are and the mud. The earth turned sour, and now it's not green. At best, it's kind of a chartreuse."
Furiosa's left arm clicks immediately up and says, "You gotta be fucking kidding me."
Quiet. "I'm gonna fuck these cows up and tell you what, Furiosa." Joe Pesharm. Furiosa goes, Cool, okay. Well, this is always a possibility. I accounted for this. She walks off 5 feet, drops to her knees, and shrieks at the twin suns of this planet. Just all hope is lost. The brides are weirded out.
She's unstrapped her left arm because it won't shut the fuck up.
I told you we should have stayed in the Citadel.
I got to touch the vault door once. Ooh. That was well oiled.
All right, now let's not shit our pants, Furiosa. Look, we're old ladies, but we're tough as nails, and we've got a couple extra motorcycles for no reason. So why don't you and your child brides or whatever drive with us for 160 days into the salt flats, and maybe something good will happen.
Yeah, it could be good. We could die the worst way we can imagine. And that's a hell of a statement because of the way we live.
We're riddled with worms.
No time to cook the pork.
Max stands up on an elevated rock to get everyone's attention and says, "Seems like right now you need a motivational speech. And as the hero, the titular character, I feel it's up to me to kind of really put the spirit back in you. So I'll tell you one thing."
Stop mansplaining.
Oh, never mind. Max shuts up and listens.
Time's up, Max.
Toast, the knowing, takes his place and stands up on the rock and says, "I think what Max was trying to say is that hope is a mistake. Good night." She throws the microphone down.
Max stands up and says, "But I need to be really clear. Hope will kill you. Hope is a horrifying hallucination of a child I never had that just shows up sometimes. The hallucination's named hope, not the emotion of hope, which we're all striving to. Do you understand what I'm... Oh, shit.
Jeez, and I thought I had a screw loose," says the mechanical hand. Somehow doing the, like, rotating finger next to the temple crazy gesture to itself.
It's
inexplicable.
The Furiosa and the circle of cackling crones settle on a plan that they're going to divvy up the fuel, they're going to get on their bikes, and they're going to just slap leather into the sunset. And Max says, that's dumb. I'm going to go do my own thing. And so they leave. And then the damn hallucinations are like, "You're scared to be by yourself because we're waiting for you." And he gets back on his bike and he catches up to him and says, "Hey, wait a minute. You know all those people we've been running from this whole time?"
Yeah, the bad guys, they want to kill us.
Yeah, the ones that outnumber us by both manpower and firepower.
Absolutely, they are an army.
What if, and hear me out, we just drive right back into them, and they'll be us all like, "Go, go, 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 go!" And by the time they get it together, we'll be just streets ahead.
So, we'll be ahead of them back at the Citadel.
Yeah, but they only left a bunch of war babies.
Okay.
Which is like Muppet babies. They have adorable adventures.
Uh-huh. And so we block the army from getting back to the Citadel and then, what, kill all the babies?
No, then they're our babies. Now we're Immortans.
Immortan Joan.
Yeah, you could be Immortan Joan.
So you want us to take over the whole community and become the new tyrants of the Sandflea people.
Yeah, it's like when you lure the chief of police out of the station and run into the station and close the door and he can't get in. Now you're the chief of police. It's like that.
Yeah, we all remember how that was. Okay, yeah, this sounds like a really solid plan.
How do you think my man Fifi got in charge of the Special Pursuit Division?
I don't know. I thought it was just good cop work. Solid detective work. And a work ethic that would break a horse. And did. Yeah, it was dumb as fuck for me to try to run away with these brides in this big rig and think that I'd survive. So yeah, let's double down. Yeah, let's do it. Let's drive back to the Citadel through the pursuing army.
We're at an hour and 42 minutes. We gotta think of some way for this to wrap up. Let's go.
Yeah, time to wrap this up, says one of the Volvolini. Life, I mean. Smash cut to the road.
Yeah.
Back on the road.
They're eastbound and down, loaded up and trucking. We're going to do what absolutely no one said can be done.
Do the same fight at the same place, but in the opposite direction.
It's just crazy enough to work. Meanwhile, Immortan Joe's sitting on the side of the road, just poking some rocks with a stick. Everyone's just real dejected and bummed. They haven't figured out what their cover story's going to be for when they get back home empty-handed.
Suddenly, the Furiosa war rig plows through Immortan Joe's forces. Ah! Where did that come from? Oh my gosh, the war boys try to catch up and they're riding on big floppy poles that are allowing them to kind of Pirates of the Caribbean back and forth between their motorcycles and the war rig. They're trying to grab brides. They're shooting old ladies. Nux is repairing engines.
People Eater is in his Mercedes Benz, just eating handfuls of gibbet meat and
Jalouse, of course.
Yes. Just greasing up the wheels, stinking up the joint.
Max jumps into his car and feeds him a bunch of Jolly Ranchers, and the guy just goes into a diabetic coma. Actually, I don't think that's the way diabetes works. I think it's that they don't have enough sugar and they go into a coma.
Now, there is one notable thing in this reverse fight. Is the one and only explosive in the entire movie that operates on a fuse. Gets thrown into the war rig, and people have about 45 seconds to grab it and throw it back out of the war. It's the only non-impact detonating explosive in the entire movie.
Yeah. It's a weapon from a more civilized age.
That's right. So everybody's pulling moves.
Kung fu fighting.
Oh, there's guys, the Cirque du Soleil warriors are in there, and they just come in and they're just hoping to grab whatever they can. They got the greedy grabbies. That's what they're
the live action claw game.
Yeah.
They're just trying to grab brides. Yeah. So lots of fighting happens. Lots of bad guys blow up. Furiosa gets fucking stabbed, shivved in the side by a weird hockey mask wearing weirdo. But that's not going to stop her.
Mm-mm.
She tells Nux to drive. She climbs out of the cab and jumps over to the Giga Horse. She sidles up, scampers up right next to Furious Joe's evil driver's side window, and he's been used to like just shouting shit at war boys all day, so he's like, oh, another one of these fucking guys, and mediocre is a half out of his mouth. Yeah, but then it is silenced by a big old spear. Furiosa smashes a spear into his steering wheel, insulting him beyond all measure, and also clipping one of his breathing tubes from his mask, affixing it to the spear. Also, there's a chain on the spear.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
things happen.
Remember me? Says Furiosa. No, says Max.
And her left arm says, well, how about me, motherfucker?
It's you. The mechanical arm detaches itself in an noble act of self-sacrifice, dives into the wheel well of the Giga Horse, getting itself and the chain wrapped around the spindle, which pulls the spear and steering wheel straight out, ripping Curious Joe's face straight off of his skull socket. Bah!
Yeah, that he is instantly just dead, and Zoe Kravitz is just driving from the passenger side. But the hell slap isn't done yet. No. They have to keep on fighting because Rictus is still clomping around like Koopa on the back, throwing barrels at war boys and brides of his now dead father alike.
That's right. They activate the good guys activate fast travel and beam most of the brides into the Giga Horse, leaving only Nux behind driving the war rig. Go on ahead. I'll catch up to you. Just drive, he says. Rictus, standing on top of the war rig, pulls out, what is that thing? Is that that's not the engine. It's like the air pipes to the engine.
I think it's supposed to make you think it's the engine, but yeah, it's the air intakes on top. But regardless, he bends over and pulls out a major structural component of a semi-truck. It's impressive on any level.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that it's probably pretty hot because there's a lot of fire coming out of there.
Oh, yeah. So Rictus, he holds this heavy metal car part aloft and is about to come clashing down through the windshield into Nux's tender, grape-like skull. when Nux, in slow motion, makes eye contact with Capable and says, "Witness me," but in like a nice way. And then fucking
Witness me when I'm driving. It's time to say goodbye. That was a really
Nux.
good rendition. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, pretty good. Nux pulls out a rocket launcher and shoots himself right in the nuts, which explodes the rest of the car. And all the poor little underlings who are cleaning the rocks out from the canyon pass that had the canyon slide from earlier. Oh my god, the canyon fucking collapses on itself even more, burying all of the goons.
Mess.
It's a living. Effectively cutting off the evil army from being able to reach the Citadel for a full 20 minutes.
But that's all the time they need to show up to the Citadel. Sand lice, vermin people. Nuts.
Smash cut.
Yeah. There you go.
Furiosa drives the Giga Horse back into the Citadel, driving past filthy sand fleas and peasants and urchins. They have a mysterious figure wrapped up in white sheets. Where do you get that in the apocalypse? On the hood of the Giga Horse. And Corpus Colossus, the weird little man who works the telescope, spots them. State your business, he says into the megaphone. And Mad Max crawls out under the hood of the big wheel.
He says, my business, and he's being very careful. Nobody shoot me. Because in the Citadel, the children all have crossbows. And
yeah, everybody's armed to the teeth.
You never get rid of all the dragères. There's still kids with slingshots.
Yep.
And he pulls back the thing, and they say, "Oh no, the witch is dead!" And all the children start doing a merry jig.
Yeah, but so this could have gone really south.
Yeah.
They drove into the kingdom. Max goes, "The king is dead," and pulls the tarp off of his mangled body. I feel like that's grounds for immediate execution.
Yeah, historically, the march into town and saying your king is dead works because you march at the head of an army. That's usually how that plays out.
Yeah. But this is like capture the flag.
Yeah.
It's like we got to your base first. We win. So, and the sand fleas are elated. They rip Immortan Joe's dead corpse apart. They take it down to the studs.
Meanwhile, inside the Citadel, ticker tape is running around. Did you hear somebody? Morton Joe! He's
just as Morton as any other guy. A sailor grabs up a lady and dips her and kisses her. All of the war babies scrape off their war paint and get suntans. Ewoks are playing on stormtrooper helmets and singing Yub Nub. Jar Jar Binks does a Wisa Free Gungan dance. Just anything you can imagine. All of these enslaved people are happy. And
Force
we
Ghosts
look up.
Smile knowingly from a perch high above.
Red Yoda's there too. He got out of hell.
Just for the occasion.
We see all the single ladies who have been strapped up to the milk suckers now are water mothers, and they uncork the sewage pipes, and sweet fresh water flows inefficiently down over all of the urchins.
Addiction for everyone.
Yay, water!
And
Mad Max and Furiosa exchange a meaningful look. Game recognized game. And Max fades into the crowd, slowly moving through them, before he appears again at the back gates of the Citadel, opening up the doors to walk into his next adventure. And he sees in front of him 40 armored vehicles driving back to the Citadel, still under the impression that Immortan Joe is their ruler.
And they are still armed and angry.
Well, That's the way it goes. Says
Sorry,
Max.
sand fleas, they say from the balcony.
Up and above and above. That's all, folks. And the camera irises out on Max's shrugging form. This has been Muffed Movies. Wow, I feel like I've passed a stone. And fortunately / unfortunately for us, there's still one more Mad Max movie.
The
out
work
there.
is never done.
I know. But it's the Lord's work we do.
Well, here's what I'm hoping. Fingers crossed, they're going to make another one, but they're going to have Taika Waititi direct it. That seems to be the direction these things go.
Yep. He'll make it funnier,
Yeah.
weirder, and absolutely drive it into the ground.
Yep, absolutely correct.
Dave, thank you so much for muffing with me.
Oh, it is my absolute pleasure, and it's so fun to do.
Do you have anything you'd like to plug?
No.